Start with Patrick Saunders from the Denver Post. Patrick, go ahead.
Morning, Chris. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Um, Last season, of course, ended with the hamstring injury. Um, I don't think we in the media really knew the extent of it. We kept expecting you'd come back. Can you just take us through how severe was it? Was it bad? Was it nagging? And how did you get full strength again?
Yeah, it was more so just nagging. I just kept tweaking it was the problem, with it being such a short season. Kept trying to get back out there basically. So, the first time I did it against the D-backs, I think it was August 12th. Knew I kind of tweaked it a little bit. Took myself out of the lineup just to kind of be cautious. And then I think I took about 4 or 5 games, pinch hit at Houston, felt pretty good running the bases. Came back home. I played that full game against the Astros at home, and my last at bat, I hit a ground ball through the 4 hole, and kind of pushed out of the box because the first baseman dove for it, and when it got through the infield, I kind of like let up a little bit, and it kind of tweaked to get on me. And then it even, twice during rehab, it kind of tweaked on me twice. So it, like you said, it was just a super nagging injury. Nothing that was, pain like, that was, career ending or anything like that. But it was just something that I couldn't get over in that short term of, trying to get back there for that last month. So, I ended up getting a PRP shot when the last week of the season, and just basically rehabbed in the off season, and then around Thanksgiving, was full go again.
Why, why the Rockies? Again, just a good fit for you in terms of signing a minor league deal?
For sure, I had an interest, with other teams, but I really like the coaching staff here. I think it is a good fit. I really do. Coors is a tough place to play at, and I think it really, my versatility helps out here with being able to play different positions and, giving guys blow here and there and being able to move around.
Thomas Harding, Rockies.com.
You worked so hard to kind of get the career back going. When you did get hurt last year, was there a part of you that thought, oh my gosh, right when I was getting going, this happened?
For sure, yeah. Like you said, I've been working hard, and that was a great opportunity for me last year. I felt like once I got in a little bit of a groove there, I was in the lineup, moving around, playing different positions. So, it was frustrating for sure, but to be back and kind of hopefully pick up on that momentum. I feel like I'm in a good spot, working on the right things this off season, and getting the body healthy. Just looking forward to the 2021 season.
Have you kind of reached that phase of your career where it's okay to play a whole lot of different positions? I know that at one time you were a shortstop, and that's a cool position to play. Where are you right now mentally as far as position, your philosophy about position?
Right. There's a pretty good guy at shortstop now, so I'm not too worried about trying to play there every single day. But it is nice to be at one position and know where you're going to be playing every day. But I just have tried to tell managers in the past, and I've talked to Buddy last year or this year, just being able to have a little bit of a heads up, whether it's looking at the schedule and kind of knowing who's throwing that next day, if there's a lefty on the mound, and whether I could bounce around to left and give Chuck an off day, Top an off day, kind of stuff like that, where I'm able to prepare a little bit in advance of where I'll be playing a couple days before, where I'm working in BP, just a little bit, a day or two before that, and just having a heads up. But I've done this so many times in my career, just bouncing around, and I'm used to it now. So I'm even in spring here, I'm moving around from second, short, third, and shagging in the outfield at right, center, and left. So for me, it's just a part of it, and I'm just looking to be in that lineup is the biggest thing for me.
Uh, Now that you've played well with this team, is there a part of you that hopes that opportunity comes to where you could be out there every single day as a starter?
For sure. And, like I said, with being at Coors, I mean, you guys know how tough it is to play there every single day. Guys get tired. It's a long homestand. Going from 60 to 162 games, it's going to be, a little bit challenging on guys. So, for me, it's just bouncing around. It really is. I wouldn't say I'm in here looking to be an everyday starter, but I would love to play every day, whether it's giving guys blows at second, short, third, outfield. I feel like that's the type of guy that I can be and be versatile and help this ball club.
When you're sitting there in the off season and you see what's kind of going on, they ended up trading Nolan, and there were talks: will they trade Trevor? Will they not? I mean, what did you see from the Rockies in off season? What did they tell you about the type of team they were going to be and what your role would be?
Man, I'm getting all my information from you, Thomas. No, basically, coming in here and listening to Buddy, obviously we've had some turnover here, but it's a young team here. Gosh, we were doing the, photo day, and it goes by service time, and I've got like the second most service time on the team. So that just kind of tells you a little bit about how young this club is. So, I think there is going to be some learning experiences, but also, I think we do have some talent here. We really do. I think our starting pitching, you saw what it did in the first 15, 16, 17 games last year where we came out hot at 12-3. So I think if we can, build off of that, have our bullpen, this lineup, maybe we don't have those, big thumpers where, we have 2 or 3 or 4 guys that are going to hit 30, 40 homers. But I think it's a good lineup where we're going to be able to go out there and string at bats together. And, it might look a little different where we're on the base paths and, just making stuff happen a little bit more than these past Rocky teams.
Do you feel like if it ever came up, and you don't want it to come up, obviously, because you have a great shortstop, though, that you could move into that position if necessary?
Well, for sure. I mean, I play short. I've played it a ton of my career. So, but, listen, we got one of the best shortstops in the game. You saw he was the top shortstop on, the top shortstop in baseball in MLB. They voted him. So, it's fun watching him play every single day. And I feel like I've become a better shortstop because of just seeing his work the past, 2 years with being here.
Also, the work that you did before coming here, what did you do this off season to kind of capitalize on that?
Yeah, I didn't really travel and do as much stuff as I wanted to with, going down and working with my guy. But with COVID, it was a lot tougher. But I feel like with, me working on the stuff that I've been working on, it was nice to just continue working it, where I was in Virginia and, being able to send videos and, talk to Mags, talk to my guy. I feel like I'm in a really good spot right now where I've learned a lot about the swing and, I just feel like I'm in a good spot. Even yesterday, the first game, I felt like I had some really good swings and seeing the ball well, and I just look to continue to build on, what I've been working on so hard the past couple years.
Hey, thanks, Chris.
No problem.
Go to Pat Graham, Associated Press. Pat, go ahead.
Hey, Chris. Thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it. A two-parter, kind of a bigger picture question. Looks like Major League Baseball is going to let you guys do some in-game video review on iPads in the dugout. I guess I won't be able to go in the video room, obviously, but how much is that going to help?
So I don't know. What are they doing with the iPads? We're going to be able to have iPad?
They're basically going to have iPads on the bench for you guys, and you can look at the video, but they're going to blur out like the catcher signal so you can't steal any signals or anything like that. So basically, you can look at your swing. For sure. I mean, it definitely helps big time being able to go back and just see where pitches were. Say, hey, instead of asking a hitting coach, you can see it for yourself. Last year was tough, you've been able to look at your swings every year that I've been in the big leagues, and last year was so unique that, we were having like a printout, you come back in the dugout and you would say, hey, where was that pitch at? And it would be, literally like it is on like the MLB app where it just shows where the pitch crossed the plate. So that was,
you go from seeing every pitch where it crossed, where your swing was, to just being able to see where the pitch was on a piece of paper. So, it definitely helps out big time for sure. You can look at not only, something with your swing, where your contact point was, but you can also, see how your timing is and, see where the pitcher is trying to pitch guys besides yourself. You know what I mean? You can also look at other people's at-bats.
And then my follow-up to that would be, baseball is kind of a little gamesmanship. If you have like 9 guys on the bench with iPads looking at your swings, could that be a little message to the pitcher? I mean, could that be a little, just kind of a psychological advantage?
Yeah, I don't know how big of an advantage it is. I think it's just that adjustment piece where you're able to make adjustments at bat to a bat, right? Whereas last year you might be able to just, hey, this is what it is for the day. I might be able to make an adjustment from watching something on video, whereas last year, it was more so you just communicating with your teammates and your hitting coaches. This year you can kind of maybe break down some video, with the hitting coach, with another teammate, whatever it may be.
So, and last one for me, and I promise I'll leave you alone. Charlie Blackmon is kind of like a sage hitter. He's just the thinking man's hitter. What can you learn from him, and how? Just take us. I mean, for some, we don't see him. I mean, is he that the student of hitting?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been tough with COVID. You can't really just like sit down and break stuff down with guys as you used to. So I really haven't like picked his brain too much, but just the way he works is awesome. Just hitting with him on the machine the other day. He knows what RPMs, the machine was at. He's just dialed in on another level. I think the way he's able to make adjustments is why he's been so successful in the game. And I love listening to him talk and just watching him work. He's definitely our leader. Him and Trev, and I look forward to playing with him again this year.
So much.
All right, we have time for 2 more. We'll go to Tracy Ringlesby and then back to Patrick. Tracy, go ahead.
Ask you very quickly, Thomas asked you most of the questions I had, but the one I want to know is, does Charlie Blackmon work with you on your beard?
That's a great question. He hasn't even given me any tips. But the first day I saw him, he said it was a great beard. So I'm going to take that as a huge compliment coming from him.
Thank you. And thanks, Thomas.
Patrick, go ahead and finish it up for us.
Yeah, Chris, just a very quick question. You were mentioning all the places you can play. Outside of catcher and pitcher, I'm being serious here. Do you feel like if need be, you could fill any position on the field?
For sure. I don't think I haven't played like a big league game at first base before, but I have a few under my belt in spring training. I played it a couple times in high school when my arm was hurt, and I, just had to be in the lineup and play over there. So I'm definitely comfortable there. But going back to last year, I think I played every single position but first, catcher, and pitch in 12 games with the Rockies. So I'm definitely comfortable with moving around, and like I was telling Thomas, I just feel like I've done this, since probably 2015 is when I started moving around more so in the infield, and then 16 I started going to the outfield. So, I felt like last year, Buddy could trust me, and we had a good relationship where we would communicate, and he would give me a heads up of kind of where I'm playing. So, it helps me out where I can, have a couple days to kind of prepare and move around. But in spring, I just try to get all my ground balls in at short second. And from there, I feel like if I can play those 2 positions, all the others just kind of come together.
Excellent. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, that's all we have. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate the time.